Hello again, everyone. Larry Matson. Welcome to another edition from the Tilted Kilt of Sports Scene Live. Glad to have you with us. We've got three head coaches of the 5A schools here in Ascension Parish to talk to. We've got the players of the week this week, and we have a special guest in Robert Valdez, the head coach in St. James, after his victory against their big rival, Lutcher. So all that's coming up on this show. Plus, we've got Pete's Picks. The predictor was 6-2 a week ago. We'll see how he does this week. All that coming up on this edition of Sports Scene Live.
Whether you're hurt by a dump truck or a garbage truck or any kind of commercial vehicle, you may have a big case worth big money. And these are some of the big results I fought to get my clients. Just call me, get it done.
Call 888-8888.
Whatever your car is doing, we'll check it out and fix it right.
Amco Transmissions on Corsi Boulevard in Baton Rouge, 752-0081.
AA MCO.
A&M Heating and Air Conditioning has been locally owned and operated by Tony Arsenault since 1988. They have an honest reputation based on sound advice and great service. Call A&M Heating and Air Conditioning today for all of your service needs.
Looking for something new? Try Charlie Granger's for hot dogs, brisket, or barbecue. Charlie Granger's with house-made sandwiches, world-famous hot dogs, and don't forget the brisket baked beans. Wow! Located at 1000 South Burnside, behind the Shell Station, across from Regions Bank. You can call ahead and prepare to crave. Eat in or take out. Charlie Granger's, world-famous hot dogs, brisket, or barbecue. You can just have one try at it, and you'll be back for more. Charlie Granger's, a proud sponsor of Sports Scene.
Bertrand's Pharmacy has been providing personal medication counseling for over 30 years. Andy and Jeannie Bertrand, registered pharmacists, honor many prescription plans. Bertrand's is open Monday through Saturday. Phone 644-5641. Tilted Kilt is food, friends, beer, sports, and fun, awaiting you at Gonzalez's newest sports pub near Cabela's. Check out the food and views at Tilted Kilt. Hearty meals like sirloin and cheesesteak salad. The Tilted Kilt, home of the Sports Scene Live TV show, Sundays at 3 p.m. Come be a part of the fun.
Welcome back to the Tilted Kilt, everyone. Great place to come eat. Great place to have some fun watching television, too. They got 50 TVs here on Sundays that we tape. Got football games all over the place, all through the NFL and everything. You can come out on Saturdays, come out during the week, whatever. But we want to mention the fact that you need to come out and check out that menu here at the Tilted Kilt. Well, we've got Coach O, David Oliver, here to join us, and the undefeated head coach of the Santa Maria Gators. Congratulations on another victory.
Thank you.
This one was a real good team victory. You scored offensively, defensively, you scored special teams. I mean, you hit all the cylinders.
Anyway, the only turnover we had was late on a punt, a special team situation. So coming off, 6 offensive turnovers the week before, I was real pleased with how we cleaned it up. And, we played hard. It was a great first half. And like you said, offense, defense, and special teams all contributed. So it was a team victory.
And the score doesn't indicate what kind of game this was. It was a 3-0 game at one point. You were down 3 points.
Yeah, they got the opening kickoff and were able to catch a long ball down the field. And I was real proud of our defense, how they bowed up and stopped them, in the red zone right there. And then they kicked a field goal. And then we reeled off 41 straight points before halftime. So, we did it with long runs, a punt return, a few long passes, and then we drove the ball a few times too. So I was excited that we protected the football and imposed our will on another team.
You had some big plays, there's no doubt about it. And last week's Player of the Week, Colton King, came up with a big one for your defense.
He sure did. He came. They were bobbling a snap, and he kicked the ball, knocked it back into the end zone, and recovered it for a touchdown. And really defensively, we're just playing well. For the season, our teams are averaging less than 1 yards per rush. And, when our front seven can control the line of scrimmage like that, it makes it easy on everybody. And defensively, that we've just played so well, it allows our offense to grow.
I wonder how Cade Nelson feels on Saturday morning. This guy just, he takes the punishment, doesn't he? He really likes carrying the football.
He does. He's just about as tough as they come. And, he catches a few passes out of the backfield. And, he went over 100 again. We were able to adjust his workload a little better. He had half the load he had
He had 30 carries a week ago.
And he had 14 for, I think, 108 yards, so he got 100. And so hopefully we can keep him fresh for district and the stretch. And we're trying to develop some depth behind him. And, our passing game we started off real slow, like 2 for 8, and just looked like we were one hop and everything. And then I think Halen Miller started to settle down to, Friday night football. He's played a lot of Wednesday night stuff and really settled in. Had a nice touchdown pass to Grant Alexander and hit Collier Ricks over the top for a deep one. So, the better he plays, the more it's going to open up that running game too, because we're seeing a lot of guys up there around the football right now.
That was actually the next thing I was going to talk about was the coaching up of Halen Miller. He seems to be really growing into the position.
Yeah, and he's a whole lot different than Hayden Mallory was, and from the standpoint is he can hurt you with his feet a lot, and he can throw a ball well, deep balls especially, but that underneath stuff he can get inaccurate. And so his growth, he got hurt. Was a secret. He got a hip pointer against Central. So we came out against Lake Area, and we really wanted to protect him and not have him run the ball. And, that's a big part of his game. So now he's feeling a lot better off of that. So we let him carry the ball. He had about 11 carries and got him about 50 yards, and that opened up some things. And, I think he's the kind of guy that likes to get hit a few times before he settles in. He reminds me a lot of Tyler Dixon, the kid we had 4 or 5 years ago.
We talked about this last week that you don't really have a young team. You've got a veteran team from seniors and juniors, but not from a playing standpoint. And so he has really been the next man up, and he's taken over that role.
He really has. And, we were able to take a look at a couple of the young guys behind him. Caleb Thompson, played well in reserve action, and then Lathan Bourgeois and Blake Rambin all got snaps Friday night. So, having a chance to get a lead and get some of it, and it wasn't just those, but those were the quarterbacks, to get those guys some game activity is going to be critical to develop in our depth.
Well, you're one step ahead of me every time. That was my next question, was about the fact that, or next comment, about the fact you played a lot of quarterbacks and were able to get a lot of different guys in different positions in their playing. Yeah,
we did, and we were pleased with, they both were 2 for 3 throwing the ball, so they got the pass on Friday night, and they both had around 30 yards. So, they moved the sticks and ran the offense. So, it's hard to simulate that in practice, so that was good. We were able to play some young defensive players. Jacob Matthews got an interception late down the stretch, and that was his career first interception, so I was excited for him. And there was a lot of firsts for those guys, and the more we can get them in games and create competition for them, the better off we're going to be down the stretch.
We did not talk about this last week, but we could have, but we kind of avoided it. But Helen Cox had to forfeit a game, and they had to. This was their first game of the year, but on the other hand, that hurt you in a sense because you had no chance to take a look at film or scouting report or anything on them. You kind of went into this game kind of blind almost.
Yeah, we did. We had about 20 clips total, so we weren't real sure what we were going to get. And, our team is based on routines right now. And when the routine changes, they have not shown the maturity to, accept that adversity and continue on. So I was really nervous going into this game, and I was pleased how the team responded to the unknown. Now, West Jeff's coming up around the horizon, so we're back to the traditional. We got 3 games on them, and that's going to be a challenging game for us this Friday.
Another home game for you, though, and it's homecoming.
Absolutely.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Next week we'll probably have a homecoming queen in here.
Yeah, it usually is. James LeBlanc, we have he runs the parade for us on Thursday night and sets it up, and we have a big staff barbecue. It's a good time to see all the former students, and they come back to visit, and we're excited for the game.
I've got to think your practices this week will be a bit more spirited. When you get more players into the game and more guys have a chance to play, I think that kind of fires them up for practice too, doesn't it?
It does. It always helps. Our big theme is consistency. Right now we're just a very inconsistent football teams in some of the areas that really are going to hurt us down the road if we don't find that consistency. So we're trying to find things that we can consistently do well on a consistent basis and then stack those on top of each other. And hopefully when we get around district time, we'll be ready to compete for the championship.
Well, this gives us a chance to take a break and go to our player of the week, who was Colton King last week. And heck, he scores a touchdown this week, so he's being pretty consistent for you.
Yes, he is.
Talking about consistency. All right, we'll take a timeout. Be right back.
Time to announce our player of the week from Santa Ma. And the Santa Ma Gator player of the week is Colton King, a linebacker. Sports Scene Magazine, along with Galvez Seafood Company, would like to present this plaque to our player of the week. And our plaque sponsor is Charlie Granger's, where you get barbecue, brisket, or hot dogs. And that's the plaque that he'll be receiving. And congratulations on being our player of the week.
Thank you.
Well, talk about this game. You had a nice game and got a victory, and it's a nice way to start the season off.
Yes, sir. It was great being out in front of our home crowd and season opener, and coming after a flood. With the first game being at home, it was a great experience.
The team lost a lot of players from last year's team that had a really good season, and you guys are stepping it up and coming back with a lot of new players.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Coach O's philosophy is just to set the bar higher, leave it where it was set, and bring it up higher. So that's just what we always preach.
Do you have certain keys that you look for when you're a linebacker? In other words, you look for a certain block that's being made, that you know it's a run or a pass, anything like that?
Well, first I read my guard, and wherever he goes, I replace his footsteps. So that's really it right there. And then he'll take me to where the ball's going. You know what I'm saying? So
I'd like you to comment a little bit about this football team. And last year you had to actually go to school at another school, and now at least you're back home again.
Right. Yeah. We're at home. We're in the field over there. We're not in our actual school building, but still to be on home ground, it's great. It's a lot better than being, 30 minutes away, maybe even an hour to some people. So it's a lot better.
All right, I got a couple of quick questions for you and see what your answers are. All right, crawfish or jambalaya?
Crawfish.
How about chocolate or vanilla ice cream?
Vanilla.
How about French fries or baked potato?
Baked potato.
Green beans or corn?
Corn.
Okra or broccoli?
Neither. I don't like either of them.
How about steak or seafood?
Steak. No. Seafood. I'm going to go with seafood on that one.
Well, congratulations once again.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Colton King, Player of the Week.
Your custom-built dream home is more affordable than ever at Roland Homes. Quality comes first on all our modular and manufactured homes. Roland Homes has a huge inventory in many styles and floor plans. And if we don't have it, we'll custom build it, so you'll find the right home to fit your lifestyle and your budget. New or pre-owned, financing is available. Plus, home improvement and repairs are even easier with Roland Homes parts and accessories now on site for your convenience. All at one location to better serve you. Roland Homes in Prairieville.
Big O Tires is now open in Sanama. They offer tires, alignments, brakes, and oil changes. If it's got tires, we've got you covered. Stuck on the road? Call their 24/7 roadside assistance number, 445-3635. Big O Tires in Sanama.
They swarm, they nest, they will destroy your home.
Eliminate the colony and eliminate termites for good.
We're one of the area's largest volume leaders in Centricon installations. Call the original Salvant. Call the Bug Man.
923-BUGS.
Automotive repairs? We've got you covered. Tyrus Total Automotive in Prairieville and Sanama Muffler and Brake Service. See us for CV shaft work, brakes, tune-ups, air conditioner, tires, and diagnostics. Wherever you are in Ascension Parish, visit one of Tyrus' convenient locations. Bro Welding and Industrial Supply prides themselves on same-day delivery. Customer service is our #1 priority. They deliver on time, every time. Bro Company, serving the area for over 30 years. On the web at broco.com. See Foti Financial Services for all your money needs. They have loans for any worthwhile purpose. Auto, furniture, appliance, home improvement, and vacation loans. Celebrating over 50 years of service, Foti Financial Services. Outmuscle the outdoors with a Kawasaki Brute Force 300 featuring sporty performance and agile handling, or try the Brute Force 750 with twin-engine digital fuel injection and automatic transmission, available at Lightspeed Motorsports. Tilted Kilt is Gonzales' newest sports venue. You'll find refreshing new food choices with appetizers like loaded tater tots, pub nachos, bacon cheeseburger sliders, and beer battered onion rings. Check out the food and views at the Tilted Kilt near Cabela's, home of the Sports Scene Live TV show, Sundays at 3 p.m.
Welcome back once again to the Tilted Kilt. Here our regular home on Sunday afternoons. Come on by and join us for the taping of the show, 3 o'clock every Sunday afternoon here at the Tilted Kilt. Darnell Lee joins us now, the head coach at EA, and I know it was a rough game for you this past weekend, Coach, and unfortunately we still got to talk about it, though.
Hey.
It's all part of it, right? It looked like Parkview may have taken out some vengeance after losing their first game of the year on the last play of the game to Catholic. It looks like they took out that revenge on EA. Right away, they scored in the first 3 possessions.
Right, and we helped them out. That's the reason why we have Parkview on that schedule is it's a great teaching tool for us, and you don't want to face an option team that's basically assignment football, which I think all football teams are, but more so Parkview. don't want to have to face something like that in the playoffs and not have any experience in it. So I feel like it was a great test for us to show us where we were early on in the season. You know, we come out, we spot on 14 with a busted coverage and a misassignment, and that's what they do. They exploit those types of things.
They're a good football team, and you had them at home, but it got away early, but y'all battled. Y'all hung in there, and I think that's important for your football team to realize that they got to be able to stay with it.
Yes, sir. And that was the biggest point for us. Our kids didn't quit. We were down to our fourth-string running back right after the half with Ralph Wilson tearing his ACL. You know, and that's not taking anything away from them. I think they did an excellent job preparing for us, and it was just an overall growing deal for us. New coordinators going against experienced coordinators with state championship experience. We took away the 2 big plays that totaled out to like 140 yards of their 366. After that, I mean, you're looking at like 49 plays for 180-something yards they had on us, and our defense stayed on the field most of the night.
Yeah, you mentioned Ralph Williams. Talk about that a little bit. I know it's a season-ending thing for him, and that's got to be kind of really tough for him to finish up this year after 2 games.
It is, man. You know, Ralph's going to be a part. He's always a part of the family. He's going to, you know, we're going to rehab him. He's going to hang around and be able to help us out on game days until he gets his surgery. And you know, our training crew with trainer Renee Ponce, they do a great job with that. So Ralph will be fine.
Yeah, if you're going to lose a player, you almost want to lose him as a freshman, not a senior. His last year, he's not going to get to play.
You don't wish that on anybody, and you know, we just hate to see it happen to a guy like Ralph, who he takes his football, you know, extremely seriously.
Well, he's a tough kid. I mean, the guy was your workhorse. Now you got to get the next man up.
Yeah. You know, we're supposed to get Nick Massey back, who was like pretty much he wasn't even a 2 to Ralph. He was more like a half. They're like 1.5. Either one of those guys could be starters. And you know, Evan Copeland left the game with a contusion on his hand. He'll be back next week. Jamel London sprained a toe on his first carry in the red zone.
These are all your star players.
So, yeah, it's hard to play a team like Parkview without them, you know. But we got Cameron Wild back this week, and that was his first reps since, I think, August 3rd. So, you know, his conditioning-wise, he'll be better next week. And we're lucky to be able to get guys like that back at times like these. You know?
So what do you do now at practice? I mean, these guys got to fill in some spots, but you've got to also, I guess, develop the player at practice.
It will. You'll see Thomas Levy get some reps. That's the beauty of being at EA. We have guys that can play multiple positions, and you know, I think we'll have somebody step up this week and be ready for Thibodeau.
Well, I know last year you started off rough, and you got their attention, and they bought into the program. They got a winning streak going, and I know you're going to bounce back again this week. That's good coaching, and you're able to do that with your players.
We appreciate it. Our coaches, you know, we try to prepare them for the long haul. You know, when we start our fall training, you know, we break it down with 15 games. You know, and that's our goal, to be able to play on the carpet. And so, in order to do that, you have to prepare for the future.
The schedule that you have, you mentioned it, you know, playing Parkview and playing people like that. You developed a very competitive schedule to get ready for district play.
Yes, sir, and you need it. You know, Dutchtown's going to be coming on strong. I mean, you coach a couple of weeks, he'll be ready. And of course, Santa Maria. I mean, they're right there where they dropped. They're not so much dropped off, but
McKinley won a big game this week.
McKinley, I played with Ken Hilton. He was my roommate at McNeese, and you know, I know he's a disciplinarian, and he's going to have McKinley rolling. You see at Catholic High, they upset. I mean, they beat Zachary pretty good. You know, it's a tough district. You know.
There's no doubt about that. Every week, it's a real war, real battle out there. So tell us a little bit about your next game coming up. Talk about that a little bit.
Thibodeau's got baby Cam Newton at quarterback. Kid that transferred in. He's about 6'3", 240, 4'5" in the 40.
Oh God.
Huge up front.
See, when I played, that guy would have been a defensive tackle.
Oh man, nah, he's more of an LSU caliber linebacker.
Yeah, you know? There you go. Yeah.
He's and I mean, the size on that team is tremendous. They have talent across the board. We went and faced them last year, and bottom line, we just can't turn the football over. You know, they had a couple of tough losses in their first 2 games, but you know, it just takes that spark to start building that confidence in the team with the potential they have. If you let them get ahead on you, that's trouble.
How about injury-wise? How will you be this weekend? With these guys got banged up, and Ralph is out, but what about the other guys?
With everything we've been through, Ralph is the only guy that won't. This will be as close as we've ever been to having everybody, you know. And but of course, Ralph is a big loss.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The season just goes by so quickly sometimes, and yet here we are, game 3 already. But you're getting to know your football team a lot better now, and how do you feel about the progress of your team?
I love where we are right now. I mean, you look at the Parkview game, and I mean, you gotta give our opponents some credit, But I mean, you can't start slow against a team like that. Like you said, you saw our kids compete and play hard for 4 quarters. Offensively, we got to help our defense out and sustain some drives. I think our kicking game improved. We went with punter Cade Kernan. He came in, he did a great job for us. Grimion's kicking well, and I think overall we're where I want to be, and going into this next week, and hopefully we can get another W.
Well, it'd be outstanding, and we look forward to talking to you every week. And of course, next week won't be any exception to that. Right. We'll look forward to that again. Maybe get back on that, get that W back on the board.
Yes, sir. We need it.
All right, Coach. By the way, we're going to be meeting your Player of the Week coming up as well, so do appreciate that as well. And good luck to you, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Darnell Lee, head coach at East Ascension.
Welcome to East Ascension High School. Ready to name our Player of the Week, Jamel London. I'm not sure what to say about Jamel. Wide receiver, defensive back, kick return specialist, or what? But he's our Player of the Week. Galvez Seafood Company. I'd like to present this plaque from Sports Scene Magazine and TV, and our plaque sponsor is Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen. So we're proud to have them as our sponsor, and congratulations on being our Player of the Week. You wear number 20, but you wore number 11 in the game, and you wear number 2 most of the time, right?
Yes, sir. The white jersey was built for number 2, so I had to wear number 11.
All right. Well, what a game you had. Talk about that a little bit. Do you know when you break into the open that you've got a pretty good shot at going all the way with it?
Oh, yeah. Every time I break in the open, I don't really think that many people catch me unless they got an angle on me.
You went 99 yards on a kickoff return, 68 yards on a punt return. You had a run, I think, for 61, too. They got called back. But, my goodness, how many yards could you have?
No, it was a big night, a career night. Couldn't do it without my teammates, though. They put me in a position to make them plays.
Well, you guys really had a big game to open up with when you go on the road and you have to play a team like Lutcher. I mean, that was a tall order, defending state champions at 3A the last 2 years, and you guys had a solid offense and defense against them.
Yeah, it was very tough going on the road on a good team, but we just played discipline and made plays when plays was needed to be made.
You guys have really come around with Coach Lee. Darnell Lee started off last year losing games, had a losing streak going, and then suddenly things got turned around. And it looks like everything is really on a high note right now.
Yes, sir. He's a very good coach. Man, he's just a good man, and he just leading us in the right direction this year. And he's been leading us in the right direction.
How fast are you? Do you have a time in 100 or 40 or anything like that?
4.5 flat on laser. So 4.5.
When you get the ball, would you rather play offense or defense? Like an interception or a punt return or a kick return or you go out on a wide receiver or running what?
I like to play running back, iron line, but my main position cornerback, but I like to play running back.
You like having the pink skin, right?
Yes, sir. I like the ball in my hand, make plays.
Well, I'll tell you what, you certainly did that Friday night, and we want to congratulate you on being our Player of the Week.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
I've got a couple quick questions for you, okay? You ready? Jambalaya or pastelaia?
Jambalaya.
How about crawfish or shrimp?
Crawfish.
And chocolate or vanilla ice cream?
Vanilla.
How about French fries or baked potato?
French fries.
Green beans or corn?
Corn.
Okra or broccoli?
Neither. I don't like neither.
How about steak or seafood?
Seafood.
You did good. You passed our final exam. Congratulations again on Player of the Week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Jamel London, our Player of the Week from East Ascension.
Marchand's Interior and Hardware Specialist. You got it made.
Come into our showroom and let our experts guide you through our large selection of today's latest trends. Marchand's flooring and countertop collections offer these styles with unbelievable prices. And at Marchand's, we install it all. Come in to see all of the promotions and specials going on now.
With Marchand's Interior and Hardware Specialist, you got it made.
Galvez Seafood, now serving our popular boiled crawfish. Check out our daily lunch and dinner specials. We have something for everyone. Join us for steak night on Thursdays, or sink your teeth into our $5 burger and dollar draft special every Saturday for lunch. Book our private room for your next party or meeting, or let us cater your next function. Locally owned and operated, we pride ourselves on homemade. If you haven't already, come check us out. Galvez Seafood, Highway 42 in Prairieville.
Hebert Steel Incorporated, Gonzales and Baton Rouge, offers structural steel fabrication. Hebert Steel is a proud supporter of all high school sports in this area. Phone 644-5316 or 291-2144. Selling your home? Rick Gotro with Realty Executives in Prairieville can do a comparative market analysis to properly value your home before it goes on the market. Call Ricky today, 715-7256.
Pedrine's Portable Buildings invite you to visit their new location on the Airline Highway in Prairieville. Pedrine's offers free estimates, free delivery in surrounding areas, and setup. We do workshops, outdoor kitchens, even snowball stands. Pedrine's Portable Buildings.
It's hurricane season. Rescom Electric installs Generac generators for residential and commercial customers. Keep your family and business safe. Call Rescom Electric today for your Generac generator, 622-3647.
For sports, food, and fun, it's the Tilted Kilt in Gonzales. All sports fans will enjoy entree choices like beer-battered fish and chips, grilled pork chops, smothered chicken, and more. Check out the food and views at Tilted Kilt near Cabela's Parkway, and come be a part of the Sports Scene Live TV show Sundays at 3 p.m.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Here at the Tilted Kilt, we've got Guy Mistretta, the winning coach this weekend, and we want to congratulate you on that first victory as a 5A coach and your first victory of the year.
Yeah, thank you. It's always nice to come out on the winning side.
Well, interesting note here is that you were a defensive coordinator for Sid Edwards. This had to be kind of like an extra sweet victory for you.
Any victory's good at this point. You don't really worry about who's on the other sideline. Sid's a good friend of mine. He's a great coach, and have a lot of respect for his team and his program.
And to throw a shutout at him, I had to be kind of like, see, my defense is good.
I told you last week, our defense has really been playing well. It was great to see them get some good support from the offense, and to be able to finish that thing off with a shutout, especially with our younger guys coming in at the end. Really happy for that side of the ball.
He had 5 defensive turnovers. One was an interception for a touchdown.
That's right. We really did a good job. The secondary, that's where probably the strength of the team coming into the season. Van Sean Grayson, in particular, had a couple of touchdowns.
Our player of the week from next week.
Yep. That's right. A couple of interceptions. One, he returned for a touchdown to finish the scoring for us.
Well, it's an outstanding win, and you had a 42-yard run on the offense, so the offense was clicking as well.
They did. For the first time this year, we really came out on offense and established some drives and got some momentum and really supported the defense on that standpoint.
You had a halftime lead. I think it was like 13-0 or something. So it was pretty much a solid, even each quarter kind of a game. It wasn't like one quarter was big for you. It was every quarter you played consistently.
Yeah, and that's what we strive to do. We're not. You don't necessarily have to. It's not often that you can put together those string of throwing up huge numbers, and as you're steady, you're consistent. That's what's going to win you games in the long run.
We talked about this last week a little bit, and even talked about it on the preseason show about playing on the road the first couple of games.
Right.
Now you have a chance to come home. Maybe comment about that a little bit.
Yeah, excited about being in Griffin Stadium for the first time this season. So looking forward to that. I think we'll have a good crowd. We've got a great opponent coming in Covington. They're a ranked team with one of the best running backs in the state. So we'll have our hands full.
Coaches have told me in the past, and I don't know, I guess every coach feels differently about it, but that you learn more from game 1 to game 2, or you improve maybe more from game 1 to game 2 than any time during the year. Do you feel like that may have been the case here?
I do, and I know that saying. I prefer to say it's after that first loss, because after a loss you really examine all aspects of the team, all 3 phases. You look at personnel across the board. It really makes you look at yourself. There's no doubt we improved. The areas of concern were ball security, establishing drives, getting away from the silly penalties, and I thought we accomplished all 3 of those goals.
Yeah, we talked about the mistakes you made in the opening game were all correctable type mistakes.
That's right.
And you're able to correct those.
That's right, and I'm really proud of the guys. They came to work on a week that was kind of strange. Of course, we were off on Monday for Labor Day, came back on Friday. We were off for Teacher In-Service Day, had a shortened day on Thursday, and the kids really handled that situation with maturity, understood the goals we were trying to meet this week, and went out and did what they needed to do.
I'm looking at your starting lineup, its potential for each week and everything. And you've got a pretty good group of juniors, seniors, a couple sophomores in there. You've got a good
right.
blend of a football team.
We do, and I think that's important. You don't want to be that team that has all seniors starting because you start from scratch the next year. You want to have some experience coming back, and also if you a program with some good young kids coming into it, you want to give those kids an opportunity, even at an early age.
What did you talk to them about at the beginning of this week? I mean, after coming off a loss and everything, I mean, the seniors are looking at you. You're the new guy on the block, and the juniors are looking at you as a new guy on the block. The young guys, freshman and sophomore, you're the first guy. So but to the other guys, you're kind of like replacing a legend in a sense when you replace Coach Sayers.
There's no doubt. We just talk every week, win or lose. We're going to go to work the same way. We're going to be steady in our approach. We're going to concentrate on the fundamentals, and that just because you're coming off a loss, that doesn't change. Handling adversity, I think, is what this sport teaches above all others. So being able to bounce back in a week helps you understand that in a game, in a microcosm of it. Each play, when you have a bad play, being able to put it behind you and move forward. So it's a great teaching tool.
It sure looks like that they've bought into your philosophies and your ideas and everything very quickly.
They've been very receptive in everything we've done. I can't say enough how proud of them I am, and it's a great group to coach. It really is.
I know you've been working hard with them, and I talked to your player of the week last week. Talked about that you wanted them to be more physical this year and to toughen up and so those practices have been pretty lively, I think.
They have been. We've been really fortunate to have opportunity to stay healthy through that type of work. But we've got a long way to go in that regards to where we want the program to be. But it's if they keep giving us what they're giving us, we'll keep going in the right direction with it.
Well, we're looking forward to it, and we've got a long season, of course. Of course, it goes by so doggone fast that before you know it, it's over with. But
I'm going to tell you, it's pretty amazing that we're in week 3 already.
Yeah, it really is. But you've evened up the record out 1-1, so you got a 1-game winning streak going for you.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
The upcoming game with Covington, maybe make another comment about that, about what your first home game. You'd like to have a big crowd out there and get a lot of support.
The sport's been great on the road. I expect to have a good crowd. Covington should bring a lot because, again, they're a ranked team. They've got one of the best running backs in the state. So it's going to be an exciting night for us.
Well, it's another challenge and another excitement, and next week we'll look forward to talking to you again.
Hey, looking forward to it. Thank you.
We got the Player of the Week coming up. Welcome to Dutchtown, everyone. Ready to name our Player of the Week, Jacoby Johnson, a linebacker for the Dutchtown Griffins, and Galvez Seafood Company, along with Sports Scene Magazine and TV, would like to present this plaque to our Player of the Week. And our plaque sponsor is Allstate Insurance. Tony Gudo, you're in good hands with Tony, and congratulations on being our Player of the Week.
Thank you.
Let me give this to you, and maybe you can talk a little bit about your teammates and your coaches.
I'd like to thank all my coaches, Coach Lala for putting me in the right place, calling the right plays, my teammates for helping me, and us playing a good night of football.
What do you look for? What are some of your keys when you're a linebacker and they're lining up, getting ready to snap the ball?
Well, first it's always what formation they're in, and then it's what can they possibly run out of that formation. And after that, it's just simply reading your keys, where the guards are pulling to tell you where the ball's going.
You'd rather run, attack, or cover on a pass?
I like to stuff the run personally.
That's what most linebackers like, kind of hitting the guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, talk a little bit about this football team under a new football coach and a new athletic director in Coach Mastretta. Y'all are just really growing together right now, early in the year.
Well, it's always hard having a new coach and everything, but he came in with a plan for us, and he's executing his plan. He's leading us in a good direction.
I know that you had a very physical camp getting ready for this season, and that's one of the things he talked about was being a physical football team.
Yes, sir. He had us in camp for 3 days, all day. But it's made us a better team because of it. Yes.
Y'all are working together and growing together right now.
Yes, sir. We're becoming more united, especially after the camp, being there all day together. It's bringing us together.
I got a couple of tough questions now. You ready for the final exam?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to ask you crawfish or shrimp?
Crawfish, 100%.
Jambalaya or pastelaya?
Pastelaya.
Ooh. How about chocolate or vanilla ice cream?
Vanilla.
French fries or baked potato?
Ooh, that's a good one. I had to say a baked potato.
Green beans or corn?
Corn.
Okra or broccoli?
Broccoli.
And steak or seafood?
Steak.
Well, you passed the final exam. That's pretty good. Congratulations once again on our Player of the Week.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kobe Johnson, linebacker for the Griffins.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
If it's glass you need, you can depend on Airline Glass and Upholstery, 724 Airline Highway, Gonzales. They've been taking care of your glass and upholstery needs since 1972. Give Stephen or Tanya a call today at 647-1040. Ascension Ready Mix supplies concrete for residential, commercial, and industrial clients. They're a locally owned company with locations in Prairieville and Baton Rouge. Ascension Ready Mix, phone 677-7177. Acadian Custom Cabinets creates a custom product to your specs. They're professionals that do incredible work that lasts for years to come. The owner is hands-on to give you exactly what you want. Acadian Custom Cabinets, phone 622-6337. Bruyette's Automotive Paint and Body are collision repair specialists. Their certified trained technicians offer state-of-the-art repair. They offer free estimates and all insurance claims are welcome. Bruyette's Automotive Paint and Body. BNC Electric in Gonzales and Baton Rouge has starters, alternators, generators, and batteries for autos, trucks, marine, tractors, forklifts, and heavy equipment in stock. BNC Electric, starter and alternator headquarters, serving Gonzales and Baton Rouge. Outmuscle the outdoors with a Kawasaki Brute Force 300 featuring sporty performance and agile handling, or try the Brute Force 750 with twin-engine digital fuel injection and automatic transmission, available at Lightspeed Motorsports. For sports, food, and fun, it's the Tilted Kilt in Gonzales. All sports fans will enjoy entree choices like beer-battered fish and chips, grilled pork chops, smothered chicken, and more. Check out the food and views at Tilted Kilt near Cabela's Parkway, and come be a part of the Sports Scene Live TV show Sundays at 3 p.m.
Welcome back to the Tilted Kilt, everyone. Sports Scene Live has a special guest this week. We've got the head coach of the St. James Wildcats, Robert Valdez. Congratulations on another victory.
Oh, man, thank you. That's
and a big one, a rivalry game, huh, against Lutcher.
Yes. It's been a long time coming. That was a big one. Super excited about it. Just so happy for the community, for the kids, and for everybody. So
that's what I was going to say. It was big for your coaching, big for your players, but even bigger for the community.
Yeah, it was amazing after the game. Just to see everybody on the field and the hugging and some crying and stuff like that. That was almost, I got to get everybody on the staff. We still have 8 more regular season games though, but that was a big one.
You can't get too high or too low after a loss or too high after a win.
Right. So hopefully we get back on solid ground by tomorrow morning.
I got to be honest with everyone. This is our first time to really talk, and I don't know about your background very much. Tell us about your background.
Oh man, I've been blessed. Like I said, football has been something real special to me. I'm Dominican. I just couldn't hit a curveball. For hitting football players was easier than hitting a curveball. Probably was the only Dominican who couldn't probably play baseball. But I played at Southern University under Pete Richardson, and this is my 3rd high school head coaching job. Like I said, I was a head coach at McKinley High School for a year. It was 4th actually. West St. John for 8 years. I went to Scotlandville for a year. And we were 10-2 there, and then this is my 2nd year at St. James. I live in St. James, so that job was, basically for all the right reasons, was family, and it's a great situation for me.
It's too bad you couldn't have kept Lowell Narcisse for another year or two, huh?
Well, that'd have been nice. I'll tell you, man. He's spectacular. He's a special player, and I just, he, like I told him, I said, you're the most recognizable figure right now in this area, and he's just so big and so strong, and he's been through so much, but I'm excited for him. I can't wait to see him get his break and get on the field and make some things happen.
I'm glad to see that you played for Pete Richardson. He was one of my favorites when he was coaching there at Southern. He's really a good guy.
He has a really good pedigree of, we learned so much under Coach Richardson, and mostly it was under preparation and, how to respect your opponent, how to, never leave any stone unturned and be totally prepared for any situation. And we have a lot of guys that play for Coach Richardson that end up being high school head coaches, and it's just because we just learned the process the right way. And
is there extra pressure for a coach to come in to a program that's been to the state championship game, that has been the bar raised pretty high?
It's almost like getting an SEC job, It is. I think that when you get a job like this, you should know the expectations coming in. And you should know that you have to maintain the status of the program and try to keep pushing it to a higher level. So we've been able to do that. Like I said, last year when I got hurt, we went 8-3 and lost in the first round of playoffs, and really it was a bittersweet, because that doesn't sit too well. So this year, we're off to a 2-0 start. So, like I said, hopefully we can keep the momentum going. But River Parish football is an area where you look around, everybody's good. Everybody is
and it doesn't matter whether you're 3A, 4A, 5A.
No, you got to, everybody has solid programs and tremendous backing and community support. So you have to put a good product on the field, and you have to be, very competitive, and you have to win ultimately. And
in this parish, we always talk about the district play and how difficult it is in this district, but you don't have a cakewalk, and there's no picnic in your district.
I don't think there's no picnic at all in this schedule. I mean, you look at the first 2 weeks, we played 2 rivals. We're out of parish with West St. John, in a parish with Lutcher, and now we play Edie White, which is like our backdoor neighbor, and the schedule's loaded. And you look at De La Salle and what they're doing, the 5A teams, and then St. Charles Catholic, what they did to a good Destrehan team, and we're sitting out there scratching our head like, oh, we still got to play those guys way down the road. But it breeds good football. I think that eventually, I always say iron sharpens iron. So the more you play people like that, the better you become.
I'll tell you one thing I told Dwayne Jenkins when he was coaching there before he left. I said that out of all the players that we interview every year from Players of the Week, we found the St. James players were probably the most respectful and polite young men that we met. And I think you've carried that tradition on there as well.
We try. I think that, like I said, football is like religion, I say it sometimes at St. James. And, we have a strong fellowship of Christian athlete backing at our school. And we try to, let the young men understand that, football is not only just a game you play, but it's a way of life. And, I think that the kids do a real good job of embracing that and conveying our message.
They like being the next guy up too. If they haven't been playing and then they get that chance to play, it's like being the spotlight's on them now. That's fine. That's what they want.
They do, and that's the thing that's special about our place. So they don't mind being that guy. And I think that like I said, that guy this weekend was Glenn Brown, and he was that guy last weekend. It was Shamar Smith, a sophomore. So these guys don't mind stepping up and being that guy.
Now this game was penalty marred, a lot of penalties in the game, but those are correctable errors and mistakes.
Right. I think, like I said, some of the penalties I can attribute to having almost 5,000 people in the stadium and the pressures of playing such a big game so early. I think that we made a couple of mistakes with false starts. We made a couple of mistakes with substitution and alignment mistakes and jumping offside, things like that. But ultimately, when I see that, we can fix that. But the one big thing that I looked at, we played with tremendous effort. We talk about, play with tremendous effort, and I think that our guys play with tremendous effort.
I bet they love playing in a new stadium too. That's a great stadium.
Oh man, it's unbelievable.
We'll be in a new school here soon too.
The school is going to be coming up. It should be done around December, January. We'll move into it in August. We'll break in the new year, 2018 in August. And we're just excited. We're blessed, and we just want to make sure that we embrace it and continue to harness the traditions of St. James football.
Do you see practices being a little more crisp after a victory or after a big win, say after a rivalry game type thing?
I think, like I said, because we had, this would be like almost, we play Assumption in Jamboree, and we had to be crisp against those because they do a good job. And then West St. John was emotional because it was like going back, to a place I've been for 8 years. So we, for some reason, we have good practices till Wednesday, and our Thursday patterns have been terrible. So I just hope we continue that. I hope we continue.
As long as the practice on Thursday are bad, exactly. You don't want Friday to be bad.
Thursday practice are just like, our guys like to go full speed, and they like to, go all out. And then it's hard on Thursday to kind of get them to scale back a little bit. So I told my office coordinator, I said, as long as we continue to win, I could take bad Thursday practices.
Have you been to the Tilted Kilt before?
No, this is a beautiful place, man. It's nice. I have
TVs.
Yeah, it's big. This is my first time. I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't know it was here, but I saw it one time. But this looked like a place I can come hang out and be. It's nice and mellow, and it's good for a coach to get away from times and to get away from everybody.
Well, we're going to have to get you back again sometime.
Oh, no doubt, man, no doubt. I love it. I appreciate everything you guys are doing. The Players of the Week program, our kids, they get up for it, and they're very excited about it.
Well, let's check out our Player of the Week.
Welcome to St. James, the Wildcats Player of the Week. We're ready to announce Player of the Week as Shamar Smith, a wide receiver for the Wildcats, and we'd like to present this plaque along with St. James Parish Hospital from Sports Scene Magazine and Sports Scene TV to our Player of the Week. And our plaque sponsor is St. James West Bank Clinic, and we want to congratulate you on being our Player of the Week. Congratulations.
I thank God first, my coaches, and my family to put me in this position.
You had a great game, 36-33 was a wild one, and you fell behind 13-0, and then you cut the bomb.
Yeah, I was just thinking about scoring. We need to score, and somebody had to step up, so I stepped up.
You had a 68-yarder, a 10-yarder, and I think you had a 77 in the second half.
Yeah.
When you break into the open, do you know right away when you're going to be open, or how do you feel? In other words, tell us what it's like when you make your move and you know, hey, this could be a big play.
If I see one defender, I know I'm gonna beat him. I have to think confidence.
And your quarterback will get it to you, and as long as that offensive line blocks for you, it's going to be a big play, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a very big play.
It's nice to see that you guys can come back from being down 2 touchdowns and come back and win a ball game, too. That's got to give you confidence for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I think the game really helped us because we came together as like brothers. And if everybody do the job, then we'll come back like that.
You got a big one coming up with Letcher. Talk about that rivalry. That's always a big rivalry game.
Letcher beat us 2 years straight, so we'll be glad to beat them this year.
Your time now, right?
Yeah, my time.
Let's hope so. Now, I've got a couple of questions for you. It's kind of a final exam. Are you ready for this? Yeah. All right. Jambalaya or pastelaya?
Jambalaya.
How about crawfish or shrimp?
Crawfish.
Chocolate or vanilla ice cream?
Vanilla ice cream.
How about French fries or baked potato?
French fries.
Okra or broccoli?
Okra.
Green beans or corn?
Green beans.
And steak or seafood?
Steak.
All right, that's good. You passed the test. Congratulations on being our Player of the Week.
Thank you.
Shamar Smith, wide receiver for the Wildcats. We're standing outside the dog pound here in Letcher, Louisiana, ready to announce our Player of the Week for the Bulldogs. And our Player of the Week this week is defensive tackle Rowdy Scott. Sports Scene Magazine, along with St. James Parish Hospital, I'd like to present this plaque to Rowdy. Our plaque sponsor is Letcher Family Clinic, and congratulations on being our Player of the Week.
Thank you, sir. I would like to thank the coaches for putting us in a position to win. Well, not to win, but to compete on the field on Friday nights. Thank to all the players who played hard and gave their best effort.
Well, you guys did play well in the first half and let it get away from you in the second half. But you got a big game coming up in this next one now with a rival with St. James.
We worked hard in practice, and we're going to execute our plays well and make sure that we can beat them.
The playing defensive tackle, tell us what some of the keys are that you have to do. Do you play off the way the guy's blocking you, or do you have a certain gap you have to fill? Tell us what some of your responsibilities are.
According to the play call, it determines on if I'm doing a certain slant or a certain stunt. But other than that, I'm reading the view of the neck of the man in front of me.
And then it's your job to beat him and get to the ball carrier, right?
Yeah, fit my gap.
I saw you out there on special teams, too. You're on the kickoff return team?
Yeah, I'm on kickoff return.
Well, it's got to be a little different because you get to block on that one, don't you?
Yeah. I play offensive line sophomore year. So.
Okay, so you play both sides of the ball then, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we want to congratulate you again on being our player of the week, and I've got a pop quiz for you. I hope you're okay with this, all right? Okay, here we go. Jambalaya or pastelaya?
Jambalaya.
How about crawfish or shrimp?
Shrimp.
Chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream?
Vanilla.
French fries or baked potato?
French fries.
Green beans or corn?
Corn.
Okra or broccoli?
Broccoli.
How about steak or seafood?
Steak.
Well, you passed the test. Very good. Congratulations again on being our player of the week. Roddy Scott, defensive lineman, defensive tackle for the Bulldogs. Time for a special feature here at the Tilted Kilt. Our weekly predictor will be making his predictions, Pete's Picks. So let's start off, Pete, with your first pick of the week, and it's going to be West Jeff at Sangamon.
Yeah, okay, we're going to go with Sangamon here. Sangamon beat Lake Area New Tech 24-6, and then they beat Helen Cox 41-9. West Jeff lost to Hardenville 41-6, and East Jeff East St. John 33-14. They got a quarterback. They got a broken collarbone. It's gonna be difficult for Sangamon, but they should win this game. Kate Nelson's playing real good right now. Halen Miller's coming along. So we're going with Sangamon. That defense is tough. Sanamon's defense is tough too.
In Pete's Picks last week, he was 6-2, so keep that in mind, folks, as he makes these predictions. Thibodeau at EA.
I'm going with Blue again. I know they lost to Parkview. The game just didn't turn out their way. They lost Ralph Williams with the ACL. East Ascension is still going to win this game. They lost last year 45-24, but they beat them the year before 21-18. Thibodeau lost 2 games already to Vanderbilt Catholic, 31-28, and the South Lafourche, 38-28. But East Ascension is going to win this game.
Dutchtown plays their first home game of the year, and they're going to host Covington.
Covington's going to win that game. They got the best running back in the state. Devin Brumfield, he's getting hard to stop. He's been hard to stop for the last 2 years. Dutchtown got the win last week over Central. Central's not very good. They beat them 27-0, but Covington beat Franklinton. They beat the Demons to start the season 69-32, and Covington's going to be for real.
Lutcher is looking for their first victory of the year, and they host Marksville.
That's a tough one. I'm going to go with Lutcher. I know that they lost last week 13-7, and they lost to EA to St. James, a big rivalry game. But Marksville got beat pretty handily by Manny, 50-12. Manny's a good team, but they beat Bunkie 44-0. I think it's going to be a good game. I'm going with Lutcher.
You called the St. James game this past week on the webcast, and you've got E.D. White at St. James this week.
Oh, you got to go with the Wildcats here. DeMarcus Williams is for real. He can beat you with his arm, and he can beat you with his feet. They played the Cardinals the last 2 years, and they beat them the last 2 years, 40-28 and 28-26. St. James is going to be a tough team to beat this year.
Houma Christian will travel to Ascension Christian, and that should be a pretty good matchup.
They played the last 2 years too. I'm going to go with Ascension Christian. I said Ascension Christian was going to win some games last year. They surprised me last week with the 7-6 victory. And they played Houma Christian the last 2 years, and they beat them 34-20 and 28-27. So I know they had a rough start with Springfield. I know Houma Christian beat Westminster Christian 27-21 last week, but I'm going with the Lions.
All right, Ascension Catholic will travel to Kip Renaissance.
That's an easy one. Ascension Catholic's going to roll. They got Jermaine Williams' son, Jai Williams, as a running back. They got Bubba Gotro playing both ways. They've been beating the snot out of people, 63-16 and 60-14. Ascension Catholic has got 3 state championships in their history, and this is a really good football team. That's an easy one. The Bulldogs are going to win that game.
All right, who do you like in the Donaldsonville-Port Allen game at Port Allen?
Okay, well, here we go. I'm going with the Fighting Tigers again from Donaldsonville. The last 2 years, they played Port Allen the last 2 years, and they beat the Pelicans 40-32 last year. They beat them 44-29 the year before. Donaldsonville had a real big win, 50-8 over White Castle after a tough one, 36-27 over Assumption. They got Taj Brown, they got Jalen Williams, they got some players. Coach Richardson got them a team this year.
All right, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's go to the college game now. And LSU plays their first SEC game, and they've got to travel to Mississippi State.
That's a tough one now. I'm not going to pick out against LSU until they lose. I'm picking LSU on this one, but it's going to be a tough one. Fitzgerald is for real. LSU blew out BYU. They blew out Chattanooga. They hadn't really played nobody yet. We won't really know. It's going to be a tough one in Starkville, but I'm picking LSU. Fitzgerald's going to make it tough.
Jumping to the NFL now, the Patriots come home, or not come home, but they come here to New Orleans to play the Saints.
Well, I'm going with the Saints here.
Oh, boy.
The Patriots, they lost. They got really, at the end of that game against the Chiefs really put it on them. They sacked Tom Brady twice in a row. It was close all the way up to about 8 minutes left, and then the Chiefs, they just took it over, and they really punished Tom Brady at the end. Drew Brees, he's only got another 2 more years left, and he'll own every career passing record. I'm excited that they got Adrian Peterson. We'll find out tomorrow night, for real, whether they got the back that they need to complement Drew Brees, and I think they do. I think the Saints are going to have a good season.
All right, well, that's the Pete's Picks here at the Tilted Kilt.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
If it's glass you need, you can depend on Airline Glass and Upholstery, 724 Airline Highway, Gonzales. They've been taking care of your glass and upholstery needs since 1972. Give Stephen or Tanya a call today at 647-1040. Ascension Ready Mix supplies concrete for residential, commercial, and industrial clients. They're a locally owned company with locations in Prairieville and Baton Rouge. Ascension Ready Mix, phone 677-7177. Acadian Custom Cabinets creates a custom product to your specs. They're professionals that do incredible work that lasts for years to come. The owner is hands-on to give you exactly what you want. Acadian Custom Cabinets, phone 622-6337. Bruyette's Automotive Paint and Body are collision repair specialists. Their certified trained technicians offer state-of-the-art repair. They offer free estimates and all insurance claims are welcome. Bruyette's Automotive Paint and Body. BNC Electric in Gonzales and Baton Rouge has starters, alternators, generators, and batteries for autos, trucks, marine, tractors, forklifts, and heavy equipment in stock. BNC Electric, starter and alternator headquarters, serving Gonzales and Baton Rouge. Outmuscle the outdoors with a Kawasaki Brute Force 300 featuring sporty performance and agile handling, or try the Brute Force 750 with twin-engine digital fuel injection and automatic transmission, available at Lightspeed Motorsports. For sports, food, and fun, it's the Tilted Kilt in Gonzales. All sports fans will enjoy entree choices like beer-battered fish and chips, grilled pork chops, smothered chicken, and more. Check out the food and views at Tilted Kilt near Cabela's Parkway, and come be a part of the Sports Scene Live TV show Sundays at 3 p.m.
Thanks for joining us once again. That's going to wrap up another edition of Sports Scene Live right here from the Tilted Kilt. Let me invite you to come out on Sunday afternoons at 3 o'clock. Be part of the show. Enjoy watching the show. We'll have you as a guest. Come on by. The Tilted Kilt. That's going to wrap up this one. Thanks for being with us.